Hey, Brian here with DIY Outdoor Life, and today I'm here with our first time to feature Mike P with the Is That Really a Bushwhacker video. But 2 years later, I'm hanging out with Mike. We're here in Abilene, Texas, and he's going to be kind enough to show us, the good, bad, and ugly 2 years later, right?
You got it, yeah.
Let's get to it.
Time to take a look through my trailer again. It's been a couple of years since last time it was featured. Done a few new mods to it.
There was room to do more mods on this trailer.
There was a little bit of room left to do more mods.
Well, I'm looking at the first big one.
That is it. This is probably going to be my favorite. This is our first time out trying it. But used to have a 6.5 foot rear awning on it. Sat there, thought about it one day, and pulled out an 8 foot and slapped it on the back and put a full 8x8 ARB awning room on it.
Wow.
Galley door opens right around it. Almost fits perfectly on the side. You got a little bit of a gap there. Just totally turns this into a different room now.
So this Galley for me was like an absolute showstopper, and the people who watched the video on this, obviously they responded to this for what it's worth. It's a work of art, but now you have a fully enclosed room to lock you in, keep you out of the weather. Yeah. And this is your shakedown trip?
This is the shakedown trip with the room. Yeah, and it's working well. Zip it up, it's warm. Open it up, it airs out. Double protection now because you got an awning and the awning roof over top of your head, so it's working out well. Have to say, after a couple of years now,
yeah,
I don't even know how long
it's been 2 years.
Yeah, the Galley's holding up, fairly well. Every so often I got to tighten a screw here or whatever.
It looks pretty incredible.
Yeah, almost everything remains in the same spot where I originally, set it up. All the oil's up there, and the silverware still in the silverware drawer.
So you got it right.
I haven't lost a spoon. I haven't lost a fork.
You got it right the first time.
Yeah.
Then. Now you still have a water purifier, right?
Still have the ultraviolet water purification system on it. It's been fantastic. It's really it's a good rig. I'm very happy that I spent the time on it.
Well, both times that we've hung out, you have made a really dynamite dinner for everyone. You're always cooking. So this is obviously the heart and soul of your rig for you, is to have a bit of a home kitchen in here.
Yeah, so. I sleep back here sometimes when I eat too much. Belly full and just take a nap in the Galley. Little new addition here is the kick-ass shower room. Put this up for short trips almost. If we're driving, it takes us forever to get out of Texas. So if we're driving, we drive 9-10 hours, we're headed to Colorado or something, pull over, go to sleep, I can pop it open, put a porta potty in there. We got somewhere to go in the middle of the night real quick. I've definitely showered in it over time. It's nice and easy.
It's something that I've thought about doing on mine. It looks so easy, and I see the new models even have a roof, right?
No.
Yours doesn't. I think the new ones
They have a deluxe model that has a roof.
Oh, okay.
The deluxe model has better hinges and a roof, but I have the awnings.
No shortage of awnings.
Yeah, pretty good coverage. Speaking of, I forgot about that. I picked this tip up from Dina.
I remember the comment on the video.
Yeah, I saw these. These are fantastic. Ironman 4x4. Yeah, I have awning rooms for every side of the trailer, but it's a lot of stuff to carry. So these are just an end wall that goes in.
They make the space so much bigger.
Gives you a little bit more depth, and I carry tarps, and if I want, I can just drop the tarp down on either side. And just drop one here, drop one there really quick, stake it to the ground, and you have a room without having the room. A bit more privacy.
Well, yeah, and I just love being able to throw a duffel bag down and keep things out of the rain, So.
Yeah, definitely a bonus. So thanks, Dina, for that one. That one, I saw the.
Thanks, Dina.
I fell in love with those. Originally, when first did a tour with Brian, I had 200 watts of solar. 200-watt panels up on top, and I'm running a lot of electric HVAC, electric heat, electric air conditioning, have a huge battery bank in it. Yeah, 4 100 amp hour batteries. I needed more solar, so added 200 watt HQST flexible panels. Brian found this baby for me. That's an Ever waterproof MPPT control.
The very elusive Ever waterproof MPPT.
Very elusive.
And this was a trial for me because this baby's been out in the Texas sun.
Yeah,
and it's holding up.
It used to be completely different color.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beauty of it is it's right where it needs to be. It has a remote control, remote monitor, or even now has Bluetooth monitor.
So the big problem that we face with these tiny campers is that you get pigeonholed, or you get locked in to PWMs when you want an exterior mem.
Right.
And if you go with the MPPT, you need to enclose it, get it in the trailer, get it in a box. So this is, it's the unicorn waterproof MPPT.
Yeah, and it is held
about 30% more efficient than a PWM. Plus, it does much better if you do anything in series.
Right,
So.
right. And then just some little added tricks to the nose. I carry 2 300 watt portable panels as well. They're not here right now.
But they can come up on top.
Up on top, drop them down, and they plug in with their own controllers to either side.
So a lot of times when I'm driving around and somebody sees the kind of capacity I have on a Teardrop, they either laugh or they think it's cool, or they want to know where you're using all this power. You're running air conditioning or electric heat. So you've removed your gas furnace, and you can run electric heat off grid. And this big heavy gauge Anderson is to plug. It's two-way, obviously, but you can run an additional inverter off the trailer.
Correct. I carry until I picked up a big portable power station. I have a 2,000 watt portable inverter. It's in a case. Open it up, plug it in, keep the case lid, a little bit like that, so it cools, but the rain doesn't get into it. But yeah, it is dual input output.
So a lot of people don't understand. Somebody will say like, oh, I'll have 5,000 watt hours. I'll have 5 kilowatt hours of storage. And they'll say, well, that's not camping. What do you need that much power for? The trick is electric heat and cooling off grid, not needing a generator, not needing to be by a pedestal, but wanting to also not have to use propane gas.
And and the consumables. Yeah, I have diesel heaters for this. I have a generator.
Redundancy.
The sun is free.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of you can use. Yeah, I love the electric heat, but just the single heater is at 350 watt.
Yeah.
That's going to pull power. If it's a cold night, it's going to pull it. The biggest thing, it's not how much power you have throughout the night, it's how fast you can recover it the next day.
Exactly. And people want to know how much how much, what kind of air conditioner do I need to run off grid? The truth is we need lots and lots of batteries and lots of solar to charge them up. Yeah. And we can go with the lithium iron phosphate setups, which work a lot better, but there's something very cheap, easy to replace. Yeah. And last night it was in the high 20s. Yeah. So when the sun came up this morning, you're safe to charge. You don't have to worry about low temp controllers or
something like that. And honestly, at the time that I bought, I have 4 Renogy 100 amp hour AGMs. At the time I bought them, lithiums were expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
$900 a piece.
Right. The price has come down on them, but my batteries are 2.5 years old, maybe going on 3. I don't even recall at this point. They're perfect.
Yeah, well, they have to be close to 3 because you had them for a while before we met.
Yeah.
We met almost exactly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So people, that's the other thing you say. I'm a big AGM guy, and people say, oh, well, you have to change them every other year. No, you don't. No, you don't. I run AGMs for 6-7 years, no problem. So
so I'm holding out till either the price on lithium is too cheap to resist, or battery failure,
or a nuclear fusion power plant on the front
I
of
have
your
the
trailer.
Connector
Right.
So, besides that, she's just about the same. It's held up well. I don't have, any issues with leaking or, springs falling out.
Right.
You know,
and you've been a testament to Dexter Axle, because one might say that you're not within your warranty guidelines.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody out there runs KO2s on their trucks and never changed a tire, they know how heavy they are.
Yes.
And I got a pair,
and a whole galley full of wooden cabinets.
Yeah,
So,
and a lot of batteries up front.
It's been so much fun. Mike's actually the one who invited me to come all the way down to Texas. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from upstate New York. Came down to see some good friends.
So good seeing you.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I hope that
like and subscribe.
You're an expert. All right, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, my name is Matt from Lubbock, Texas. This is a 2019 10FB, first generation trailer, the OG original design before they started making all the different changes in them. I've had this trailer since October of 19 when we got it, so we've had it for a few years. It's gone through a few changes and upgrades. We just started pretty fine. Most noticeable thing here is we had the tongue extended almost 2 feet, and that helps a lot with balance going down the highway, and also in reverse and backing up, you get a little bit more control, keeping jackknifing it somewhat.
Now, did you do that yourself, or?
I hired a welder, a local welder to cut that and reinforce it and extend it out for me. So then we had to extend the chains and extend the 7-pin connection and all that good stuff. But huge difference. I think they should have came like this from the factory, because it makes a world of difference in pulling and backing up.
Yeah, much better balance. It reduces your tongue weight when you start adding things like this. What do you got here?
Yeah, this is the jacket bike rack. It holds 2 full-size bikes, one on the front, one on the back end. And we like this. It keeps them up high. You can see them in your rearview mirror. You don't have to worry about, jacking off into your wheels or anything. Really like it. It's removable. Pull this pin, take this part off if you don't want it poking up or whatever. But we really enjoy that. Got a Tractor Supply box on the tongue, and that's a great fit. The 20-pound propane tank would no longer fit in between here, so that had to go, and we went to an 11-pound tank on this overpriced mount that holds on to the box.
Links in the description. Now, going with the smaller propane tank, I also happen to know you eliminated your furnace, so that's...
Yeah, we took the furnace out. Being from Texas, our winters aren't really that harsh. And I had the trailer for about over a year and never even turned it on. So.
Nice, and we'll talk about it in a second, but Matt's one of the first guys I know on the Facebook group that showed people how to fix the air conditioner on the FB.
Yeah, bad design. Put the FB inside, the air conditioner inside the cabinets on that. But me and some of the other guys in the group kind of brainstormed to put some ideas together and figured out a way to properly vent it out.
Nice.
So we've got our YouTube channel and our website, blog / whatever, OutdoorTXs, OutdoorTXs.com. And we had a local sign shop do this at design and put a wrap around the sides of the rear galley of the trailer for us.
It looks real good. It's definitely a one of a kind. You're not going to miss it. And Matt's got his truck decked out like that as well. Got some skins on the galley. So you brought this to a local sign shop and designed this yourself?
Yeah, I kind of got with the designer, kind of told him more or less what I wanted, and he got to work and put it together for us, and we're really happy with it. He did a really good
So most people who watch this video know exactly who you are, but I'll put some tags in case you don't. Outdoor Texas has some sweet merchandise. It has clothing. You have some videos and some of the mods that you did. Some really sweet stuff on Outdoor Texas.
YouTube, our website, and then we've got Outdoor Texas apparel link on the website also. We do t-shirts, caps, beanies, all that.
Nice, like the one he's rocking right now. Yeah. All right, you want to show us the galley?
Yeah. Peek inside. Now, before we open, this is the Gen 1. This was the original hinge design, where they stuffed it full of silicone and put this fabric over the top. They went away from this in the later models for I don't know why. The later models, some of them have issues with leaking, but we've never had a leak or any trouble with this at all. I'm not sure why they changed it.
It's interesting to me that the first generations ones had no issues with water getting in the galley with that design, but the new Hurricane hinge design, even up to the ones they're selling this year, are leaking inside the galley.
But we haven't done a whole lot inside. Just our little storage bins, organization, all the essentials and whatnot. This was the original style Dometic sink stove combo that used to come with them. And that gives you just a little bit of counter space here. The other ones with the Flame King, you lose that little bit of space.
Yeah, so it's a Dometic unit. It's a high quality unit. You have the gas stove. Now you added the faucet.
Added the faucet, little spice rack.
And you added the slider for your cooler. Now originally you had a fridge, but again, Texas calls for special...
Yeah. The summers, we took a couple of trips and the fridge would just have an error code on it. And couldn't figure out what was happening, and finally came down to... with the galley closed, when you're driving 2 or 3 hours in the sun, it's 130 degrees in there.
Now, we've met some folks from Texas that seem to make it work, but just overall, it was easier with the setup you have to just put the fridge in your truck.
Yeah, keep one in the truck, so we use the cooler just for drinks, and that does a good job of keeping cold. The ice melts, but it stays cold inside, so it's not a problem. And we've got, of course, the ARB awnings on both sides. We've got the room, so we can put the room on either side depending on how we're camping. And it's got a rug in here. We keep our clothes, got a cot and everything, just put our stuff on to changing room / bathroom.
So this is something that basically 90% of the Bushwhackers I see have, but again, I mean, you were one of the first ones to get this. They certainly didn't sell a model with it back then, so this was something out of your own creation.
Yeah, I saw them online. Some vehicles had them and stuff, and you know, with the Teardrop, you don't have a lot of room to stand and get dressed and things like that. So this was definitely a game changer in our camp setup, a must-have. As Brian said before, we had the Dometic furnace that came with the unit, and the older models had a large plate for the exhaust of the furnace and everything. And after we decided to pull the furnace out, I just had a giant hole in the side of the trailer. So I found a website online that makes these custom hatches for boats. It's made out of this starboard material. It's water resistant and all that good stuff. And I sent the dimensions in. They made one for me and sent it back to me. And that gives us a little access hatch to get to tools. I keep my water hose and stuff in there. Trash bags, just quick access.
Can't ever have too much storage.
All right, and on the inside, not a whole lot. We did do the Millard mattress upgrade, which is a huge recommendation. Love this thing. We added the struts underneath to hold it open. Mounted a TV that runs off a small inverter, so we can run that off the 12-volt battery. We did the somebody else in the group, I forget the name, but I found these shelves at Home Depot where the patterns are very similar, and I just throw some hinges on them. That keeps everything inside. Yeah, not a whole lot customization wise on the inside. The air conditioner fix, of course. Got the window covers.
Yeah, I see everyone who has their Bushwhacker has to kind of customize it to, you know, how they're doing their camping. And for you, it's even though we're camping in the cold now, you're mostly camping in the heat. Now you got your trailer running off of a VMAX AGM.
Yep, AGM 125 amp hour AGM. I've got two 100 watt Renogy glass panels up on the roof.
As far as boondocking goes, how do you make out? You do all right?
We do fine. Even when we had the fridge, as long as we get a few hours of sun, that 200 watts, that battery rarely dips below 90%. It stays topped off, so we can run the fans nonstop, TVs, lights.
Nice.
We don't worry about power at all.
All right, well, this is the world famous OutdoorTXs trailer. Before we sign off, I want you to take us on a quick tour of your tow vehicle, because this thing is indistinguishable from your camping rig, right?
Yeah, I bought it used on Craigslist. New motor, transmission, kind of built it out, bumpers, off-road lights, got a wrap on the hood. 175 watt solar panel on top. We've got the cell booster, got an ARB awning on the other side. We can put the room on that. And since we don't take the trailer, we can camp inside the room. One of the big things on the inside, got an accessory battery hooked up to the solar and everything. And then we got our fridge, and I built this slide out. So I'm too old to be crawling back there these days. So we've got our ice cold fridge and all our storage. I've got some track down so we can strap everything down. It's raised up so I can stick my fishing rods underneath, keep them protected.
This is all DIY, right?
Yeah, it's all DIY, plywood and screws and nails.
And nice heavy duty sliders.
Yeah, they're 500 pounds, so I haven't had a trouble with it. It wasn't intentional, but when we extend it out, the hinges rest on the tailgate, so it really supports. You can probably stand on this. And it'll
Nice. So this is the cell booster right here. Which one is this? Is it WeBoost?
the WeBoost OTR something or other. Yeah.
Nice.
Got the
And
wood
then
extension on it.
around the other side, you have your awning.
Airbnb awning on this side.
Do you have a room for that?
I've got everything on our website. There's a whole section for the gear that we use. We've got Amazon links. Cool. Everything. We got the ARB traction boards up on top. If you get stuck and you sit a little bit.
How do you like the ARB traction boards compared to like Yak Tracks or something?
I haven't used any of the others. These are really stiff. I thought they would be a little more flexible. They're really stiff and hard. I've only had to use them once, and they got me out. So, pretty happy with them.
All right. Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to do this. It's been a blast, and hello to everyone in the Facebook group who gets to see your helpful posts. Now they get to see your rig up close and personal.
Follow us online, OutdoorTXs.com, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, we're everywhere.
All that. MySpace.
X, Twitter, wherever we're calling it out in.
I am Jennifer from North Richland Hills, Texas. I have a 2021 Free Solo. My most recent modification is the extension of my tongue. I got tired of not being able to drop my tailgate on the truck. So I had a shop in North Richland Hills. Shout out to Tribe 16 for doing the modification for me. They extended that and then changed out the jack and put the swivel jack on the side of it for me. Wanted to be able to run 2 propane tanks in the wintertime for a fire pit or a firebox that I have.
Super important in Texas. Yep. Instead of rocking a huge bonfire when it's dry, you have a nice controlled propane fire, but they use a lot more gas than our cooking.
Yep, and we do have a lot of burn bans going on.
So the Free Solo, besides having different graphics, it has a rear hitch that will show in the back, but you've been happy with the trailer?
Love it.
So everything about it has been good?
Everything's been good.
Excellent. So now I see you modded this.
I added the toolbox. Love it because it's got my little tray. I'm so excited in my little tray.
So you got your charge control going to your battery. The tray is really nice. I see some Gold Zero Crush lights.
Yes. Somebody might have influenced us on those. And I did have I just actually moved that controller. It was attached to the Renogy panel suitcase that I have. Finally read the manual on it, and it mentioned being closer to the battery, and I'm like, oh gee.
They do work better.
Yep. Got a brilliant idea of adding an additional rack from somebody.
So I see that you got the aluminum 80/20 roof rack that wraps all the way around. It gives you so many more mounting options, and you have the infamous Texas mod, which is an awning room that comes out over your galley as well.
I've got the side kit for the shower or the changing room.
So we have some pictures of this pulled out, but this kick-ass room comes out and gives you a little privacy, like a 4x4 space for showering, changing. Perfect. Now, what is this awesome setup?
So this is my hot water heater. Condition 1 boxes made here in Texas. Added the Camp Lux. May have gotten my boxes a little small, so I had to improvise.
Well, I mean, I still like the 2-box setup. It's pretty...
Run my sprayer, my water hose, and the gas tank. I have a small, small gas canister that
So you're using the canister. Do you ever run from the camper or that propane?
I can move one of the big bottles and move over. I do not have it set up to hook to this yet. have not been able to find the right fittings.
So we're gonna have to address this on the channel sooner or later. This has become like a staple mod. This is actually a tailgate ladder designed to help you get into the back of a truck, but it bolts onto that fender, bolts up to the roof rack, and then you can mount Pelican boxes, Apache boxes. What's your Texas brand?
Condition 1.
Condition 1 boxes.
Yep.
And it securely mounts to the trailer, and you could fill it with whatever you want to fill it with.
I'm anticipating putting one on the other side
Nice.
soon, maybe just for storage as well. I have a table, either this table or another table that I use on this side. I do have my Blackstone griddle that I usually put here, that I've got set up that I do use the Quick Connect.
The low flow propane port for
Yes.
that. Nice. All right, so I see a galley and I see mods.
The very first mod that I did was I removed this panel here and did the drop down door.
So for those of us who got the older versions of the trailers, we had a door there, but for some reason they got rid of it, but you need it.
Yeah.
So
Mine
very
was
nice.
completely sealed. I didn't even have any access to it at all. So I just removed the panel with the screws and then added a couple of boards to it and a hinge. And
I love it. I mean, for me, sometimes basic is best. And I see that you got your Bouge 23 on a slider. If you don't have, well, if you need one, I mean, the 23 quart BougeRV fridge in the back, I mean, it just seems like at this point they should include those. It seems like that it's the model that fits the best. And have you had any issues with your fridge? No, they work. They're grenade proof.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I have a single serve coffee maker that I use when I'm hooked up to shore power.
And of course you fill it with Jameson. One pot of K-Cup filled to the top with Jameson.
Yep. And I used to use this for my paper plates and stuff, and had my silverware up here, but found that there was a lot of dust getting in. So I kind of moved all my silverware into an enclosed thing for now until this is my next redo.
Nice. Well, how do you went with the Poke speakers?
I did.
I'll put a link to these. Again, it seems like Bushwhacker
That,
should sell
you
a
know,
Texas model because you guys.
Yeah, and that was like probably maybe mod number 2 for me. And had I had it to do over, I probably would not do it because I don't use it near as much as I thought I would.
I mean,
know?
I love making these videos. You hear the same thing. So if you're new, there's an opportunity to learn here. We all upgraded our speakers, and then none of us
Never
use
do
them.
Right. Yep.
Very cool. So behind you have an awesome awning room.
Yep, and I have the rear awning as well that we
yes.
pull out, and I've got some side panels for those to close it in if I need to. And I have this ARB, the larger room. One end, I've got rugs that I throw down, and they're just the hose off ones.
Very nice.
Wintertime, I use the little buddy heater that my nice friend Mike got running for me. So I do run it off the propane.
Yeah. So we're connected to shore power now, but I mean, whether you are or not, these Mr. Buddies heat up fast. And if you run them for a long time, sometimes there's condensation inside, but for the most part, they're excellent, right?
Yep. So, and the inside, I haven't.
Is this for shoes?
I usually just toss peas or if I'm using like the potty bucket in here, toilet paper. Or whatever.
Nice. And that's a suction cup?
Yep.
Very cool. So you'll show us inside?
Yep.
We might give you a step.
Yes. Inside, this is the best thing ever. The inside is pretty standard. I just did add the Matt Solano fold up doors that he has.
Give them a little skin cover.
Yeah, I did. Just the
They look great.
simple. And again, the top, I just put the waterproof style blanket on top.
Now, let me guess, you have a Milliard 6-inch memory foam.
I do.
Texas mod number 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all my comforter and bed coverings get stuffed in the stuff sack. And then that way this keeps the sheets and stuff clean and dry while I pack everything inside
Nice.
there.
Everyone does this different. Absolutely essential. I use just a big dog blanket. It's waterproof, and I can.
Tables and chairs that go in there.
Yeah, and whether it's raining or just dusty, you throw it on there. It's something that when you own a Teardrop, you realize the amount of like sand that you can drag in it very easily. So it's very helpful.
And let me show you my most favorite purchase of all.
Dum dum dum. Ah.
Your steaks. Especially if you're in Texas.
Wind.
Yep.
This is the small things that add up to really big things for campers.
Yep.
So that is a stake that you can put in with an impact driver. Hard ground. Drives right in, comes out easy,
out.
And that's glow in the dark.
Yes.
Oh, and you can find them in the links below.
Amazon. And they come in a nice little tray. These. Yeah. Just best purchase ever.
Well, I can't tell you how much fun I had hanging out with you guys this weekend. Thank you so much for the tour.
You're welcome.
And like and subscribe, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Misty Roland. This is my husband Roland. We are from Haslett, Texas, and this is our 2021 10FD. We'll start with the Galley. So as you can see, I've done some modifications to it, mostly just to make it look pretty functional for me. Put in the tile backsplash there.
Those you got online?
I did on Amazon.
Peel and stick.
Peel and stick.
Can't beat it.
Pretty easy. I've done some different plugs back in here that you can see, so added some more USBs and moved that around a little bit. Of course, the speaker upgrade that everyone else has done.
We keep talking about that. Do you listen to music out of them?
Not very often.
No, we all keep
No.
upgrading our speakers and then we don't use them, but they look cool.
Yeah, they look cool. They do sound better.
How do you like your Alp-Cool?
I like it. It works well. I've been running it since I got it, so probably a little over 2 years, and it's been great. Put in the extended countertop. Sometime I'm only 5'4", so sometimes it's a little bit of a burden for me to lean over it to the sink and to the stove, so I fumble around with it sometimes, putting it up and down.
Yeah, but there's just basically two pieces of hardware that go underneath and it snaps that board up.
Yep. You can log both sides, but I just do one and it just folds down out of the way. So
Horizontal space, it goes a long way when you have a Teardrop. We always have a table set up, but it's definitely nice to have a little bit more prep space. Now, I can't help but to notice on your rig that you have 4 awnings.
yes, I do.
Tell us
Count
about
for a
them.
minute. Okay, so this one is in the ARB,
Touring.
right, and it's the 6.5 foot width.
Okay, so that's a straight pole that comes out this way?
Yeah, so this one here can come straight out to the galley, and then I've got a room that I can attach to the back to get out of the wind and the elements and whatnot.
So you can close off your kitchen space.
Yes.
I've been calling this, I usually call it the Mike P mod, but it's also like the Texas mod because everyone seems to have done this here.
It's beginning to seem that way.
Yeah. So underneath this straight pole on the side, you have an additional kick-ass awning.
Yeah, so I have just a regular 4-foot awning that comes out because the kick-ass that I have does not have the roof on it or the ceiling on it like the new models do. So this one just helps keep it out of the sun or rain.
So you have like a privacy room, but also within that you have an actual shower room. So there must be something in this box right here that you could show us?
This box here
Yeah.
is my water heater. So
Very
that
nice.
is pretty much it.
So Vivo Home model, this is a propane hot water heater. Now, do you use a tank or is this plumbed into your water pump?
Right now I can run it off of a city connection.
Nice.
I'm working on getting it to run off of my onboard pump.
Nice. So hot showers while camping is a must, but we also use this to wash dishes and stuff too, right?
Right.
So in order to hang all of these awnings, and I see that you got a couple 100 watts of solar on the roof, you've done a modified roof rack.
I have. I've used the 80/20 aluminum extrusion and just kind of built a square frame with some supports in the middle, and you can hang just about anything on this at any location all the way around it.
So 80/20 is an amazing material. It can go together kind of erector set. Everything just kind of bolts together. So you made a roof rack that holds awnings on all the sides, and it also mounts your solar panels.
Yes, I kind of lucked out the way those mounted. They just happened to sit up on there. My roof rack happened to be in the right spot.
Perfect. It's always nice when something goes as planned. All right, so you got a couple 100 watts of solar. It's coming down now on your tongue. What do you have going on?
So I just added a new battery. So I've got 2 batteries now, the Renogy 100 amp hour. So I put 2 of those in here. Let me get this out of the way. It's a little bit tight in there.
No, you got a nice Renogy charge controller. You got everything fused out, disconnect, 200 amp hours of AGM, and it looks like you also have a battery monitor, huh?
Yeah, just a little backup one, so in case I don't trust the other one.
So one of my favorite mods on your trailer is this tongue jack, and I'm gonna put one in my Amazon checklist right now. It is a pretty heavy duty jack made by Lippert, but it also has the socket so that you can use your impact gun or your drill like you do lowering your stabilizers. How do you like that?
I like it. I've had it on there for a few camping trips now, and it's definitely come in handy.
See, the speed is nice. What I like about it is most of the time we modify them. I'll cut the handle off and put like a little hex head on there so that you can, accomplish the same thing. But this actually spins inside without making the handle spin out of control.
Right.
So very cool, very nice design.
In case your battery runs out, I use a ratchet to utilize this part of it, but if that happened to run out of battery, you always have the backup with the freak. All right, so coming inside is pretty standard, I think, with most people who have the ARB annex room. I've got an electric heater going on shore power right now, which is making it nice and toasty in here.
Now, yeah, you obviously won't see that on camera, but when you step in here, it is hot. We are camping in the winter, and it is the joys of shore power. I see that you're using your offset funnel for a creative thing. That, I think, is genius.
Well, we got some rain, so I needed to get the little center pole up to keep the water off the top.
So you bought this telescope and paint pole on Amazon and use that to pitch?
Yes.
Very cool. I see you have
It has the little point on the end, and didn't have a tennis ball with me.
No, that is ingenious. Now I see you got the Gold Zero crush lights. How do you like those?
Oh, I love them.
They
Got one
fold
out
up.
here.
They fold up real flat, like even smaller than a Lucy light. They charge up fast. Very cool. So you want to show us inside?
Sure. So on the interior, I've modified the thermostat. Went for the Lux Pro digital thermostat.
Much better, right?
Right, it is easier to control.
I see you got touch lights.
I put some touch lights in. I did those on the interior and in the galley, and those work out really well because they have a blue light on there too, which is nice at night to adjust your eyes.
Now you did some tip ups.
I did. This was a Matt Solano mod here, and that helps to just keep things secure up there when you're traveling and just kind of keeps them out of sight.
Very nice. Your TV.
It's just a regular TV, and I've got a 12-volt inverter, so
Perfect.
I can run it off of 12 volts if I need to.
Nice.
And I recently updated the air conditioning unit, and I haven't actually got a chance to try it out yet, but
you went with the Mike P. Toshiba 6K.
Yeah.
These Texas people, they're tight. I'm looking through the Texas trailers. I'm seeing some common threads. And out of all the mods I've seen, going through probably 100 Bushwhackers, this one seems to be, this Milliard 6-inch mattress seems to be the one most universal. Everyone loves it.
It's pretty great. You sleep like a baby. It's hard to get up in the morning.
Well, I think that this is an amazing setup. You really did a great job. I thank you very much for hanging out with me this weekend and showing me your rig.
I'm glad you could join us in Texas.